Welcome back, fellow fabricator and welders. This is a video on me fabricating a 6-inch pipe. It was a little bit of a fiddly piece, but nothing too special. And just before this video starts, if you could drop a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a thing. I know you guys like the videos then, and we can keep rolling with these because I make these videos for you guys and I want to learn from you guys. So let's dive straight into the video. So as you can see, I'm straight onto my captain's wheel. I've tacked it onto the captain's wheel and I'm putting my root in. And I have a small gap to start with when I fab my pipe up and open up the grinding disc, the 5mm, and I thin it right down. And I thin them tacks right down so it's just enough to penetrate through on my root. And as you can see how everything's one step away? I'm not leaning over anywhere. Well, sorry, when I mean I'm not going anywhere or leaning anywhere, should I say, I'm not walking off anywhere. I can just touch my MIG plant there and then, and that is my butt from the first one I welded. And on this one, this was the second leg I had to weld, and I had a tighter gap on this, had to open it up a lot more. Let me know how you guys fabricate though. Do you have a massive gap first, or do you open the gap up after? I like to open the gap up after, but still with a gap, not just tight up to the pipe. This one, I ran out of MIG wire, so I'll let the video do the talking here. So guys, the reason I was flipping out in the video, if you don't know, there's wire on these, and I ran out of wire, and there's nothing worse when you're doing a weld and you run out of wire. It is so stressful, honestly. I just can't stand it. Just really annoys me. That is what it's supposed to look like, a full roll of wire, and then runs through there, and then what you've got to do is press this button, and then you have to wait forever for it to come out of here. Still waiting. Come on, anytime now, come on. So back to it. After that hiccup, that annoys me so bloody much, guys. So after that, I'm back to it. I've welded my primary on the captain's wheel and I'm tacking them up now, getting it all level, each bend level to each other. And to roll something like this, because there's no pipe on it, I will tack it to another bit of pipe, and I will tack a biscuit. I call them biscuits. A lot of other people call them biscuits. What you see me just tack on the bottom of the pipe. And what that is what we, when you burn out a bit of pipe, when you've got a big hole to burn out, that's your leftover, what falls through the pipe. So I take them out and use them to tack onto other things, because they're so handy. People just, scrap them, and they're so handy when you've got to tack stuff onto other things, to roll things. They're so handy, absolutely so handy. So now I'm welding on to the next bend and running my root round. I have quite a big gap on this because you've got big bevels anyway, so there's not much grinding work you have to do. So it's a lot more easier to go through and sit in. So I just have a bigger gap, so it's easier, ready to go straight in. I wouldn't open up a gap at all really on something like this, because like I said, you've already got two bevels on each side, and some of these fittings have bad bevels. Then once the two bends are welded together, I get it set up all on my bench and I get it level to the pipe, so both ways are leveled square. And with this, as you can see, I've tacked the top by the level and bottom now, and now I've got to level it the other way, the way I haven't tacked it. So it's quite a weird one to level this. There are ways of doing, like tacking nuts to the bends and standing it up, but I use a tape measure. So I'd grab my tape measure, I'd check from end of the pipe, and I'd plus 15mm, because that's how much I allow for a flange. And I want the measurement from there to there, so from face of the flange to centre of the bend. I think it was 1m500. And when that's 1m500, I know what a bend throws on 6-inch, which is 228, and I allow for that as well. And then when I see 1m500 bang on the centre of the bend, good chance it's going to be level. Once that's sorted, I grab my other bend, get it onto my rollers, tack it level with the double bend. And this is so crucial, because if this is out on things like this, you will notice it like a sore thumb. You've got to get this bang on. As you can see, the level on the pipe down there, and then the level on the pipe by me, I'm making sure they're bang on to each other. Because like I said, when you come to putting your flanges on, it will stand out like a sore thumb, things like that, not level, and it'll throw the whole pipe out. So where I was just standing, getting the pipe level, I'm leveling it the other way now, bottom and top, level to the pipe on my rollers. So that's all fixed and set. Then I turn it over, level the bolt holes to the pipe, This is things you've got to get bang on, because if they're not bang on, it will throw the whole pipe out, especially pieces like this. And the bigger you go, the harder it, well, not the harder it becomes, the more you have to get things so square, because there's no movement at all. Then I go to the other side, get them bolt holes level, so they're level to the pipe as well. So it's exactly the same as the other flange, what we just watched. Then I put my level onto the flange, and that level there needs to be exactly the same as the bit of pipe it's being tacked to. For instance, I done it to the other side of the flange because they was both going the same way. So now I'm coming to the final parts of leveling the flanges. So making sure they're always bound to the main bit of the pipe. You can go by the pipe that's welded on, to the end of the bend, but I like to go by the pipe on my rollers, because providing everything's square, you shouldn't need to go by anything else unless you have to in other situations, because you've got smaller bits of pipe in smaller places. Now we're routing it, and I've counterweighted it to the weight of the pipe, so I can just push it with ease, just with my fingers, my hand, whatever I really want to do. It's not hard at all. I have said this in past videos, try and roll something if you can always roll it, because it's so much faster. I have explained before though, if you can't roll things or why you wouldn't roll things, check out my past videos. They're on my channel. They explain it a lot more. But like I've said in past videos, my yard is all about getting the pipe straight out. So as you can see, that trolley behind me, that was part of this job, and this all had to go out in the afternoon. So I started this, I think I started this job around, I'd say 5:30 in the morning, and I think I was done for about 12 o'clock, I think, in the afternoon. So once that was all done, that was painted straight out onto the lorry. And back to the video, I am routing these now. Well, sorry, not routing them, capping them. And after I've capped them, I will come to the flanges, and I always allow the flanges to be last, because just in case something's pulled on when I've welded the bends to the pipe, just in case, like, I always like to make sure nothing's pulled. I always do check after. I didn't show you in this video, but I always check as long as my flanges haven't pulled, or my bolt holes or anything like that, because it's so easily done. If a tack snaps, then you're buggered. And I always do one start and stop if I can on my downhand flanges. As you can see here, I start from underneath the bend, so when you look down on the weld, you won't see the start and stop. So it just looks better, and I'm all about presentation, and presentation is everything for me. I want my pipe to be absolutely amazing when it's painted, or looking great, or everything. I just want everything to look brilliant. And these flanges I would have welded on about 228 amps or 226. There you are, as you can see, 226. That pretty much wraps up this video, and as you can see, this is the final presentation of this prefab. And as you can see, it's all good. It all looks good. No bits missing, all flowing the right way. And this is just the final look at the welds themselves. They come out quite nice, I think. This was a 6-inch bit of pipe, as I said in the start of the video. It had 3 bends on it. A little bit different to what I've been showing you guys already. And if you could show your support, a like and subscribe. Laters.